Who's here as well?
Good morning, Slotheads. Look who we got with us today. Harry from Latvia.
Oh,
LRC.
me.
He's
Hello.
here.
Hello, guys. Welcome.
He's
Thank
here.
you
It's
for
bright.
inviting me.
Of
Yeah,
course,
absolutely.
of
Happy to have
course.
you. Bright and early for us in on North America, but mid afternoon, late afternoon for Harry. So appreciate giving up a Saturday afternoon for us.
4 o'clock here. Sure, I'd be doing nothing else anyway.
It's good to be retired, eh? It's good to be retired.
Yeah. Well, no,
Man,
there's plenty of gardening to be done. I'm avoiding gardening as much as I can.
I'm like every time we start the show and we're like, "Oh yeah, let's do this," and I'm like, "Why did we choose such an early morning time slot? What are we insane?" It's just until we get it going. Until we get it going. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, good to see you
Gotta get
guys.
the juices flowing. Just
Yeah,
gotta get
so we
the
got just like
juices flowing.
pound coffee with a bunch of vodka in it, and we're good. We're making a hot toddy.
Yeah. I think this morning that would put me right back to bed.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude! There is on my desk right now. Besides the ridiculous amount of I've got. I don't want to advertise it too much. I don't get no strikes, but this even myself and my father-in-law, we've been pounding these back like there's no tomorrow. He's like, "I got you beer." I'm like, "Come over." I'm like, "What beer?" I'm like, "I got you Bush." I'm like, "I really like it." I'm like, "Me too." It's like
Yeah,
the
told you.
Missouri, the Missouri spread's happening, man. It's
Yeah,
For
awesome.
breakfast.
spreading the word.
Spreading the word. It's so great. Oh my
Got
goodness.
a
Oh,
couple of those in the trash can right here from last night.
so did you have anybody over last night? What's going on?
Nope, just me and the wife raced.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
it's good racing night. Yeah,
All right.
it's
You
fun.
guys are getting ready
Fun.
for spring. Harry was talking about avoiding garden work. I know I was out yesterday. Jen's like, "It's about to rain. Go out there and put down some grass seed." So I'm like running up and down the lawn like with the grass seed and throwing dirt, and like sure enough, as soon as I get the last bucket in, like starts pouring. So that's it's that springtime haul. It's that
Yeah,
springtime rush.
The
we had the
local
same
birds will
thing.
be looking out going, oh, it's feeding time. Joe's
Yeah,
giving us a
exactly. That's what I do before the rain. Forget I learned my
Rain
lesson
just
last year.
washes it all away.
Well, this spring, this summer, this summer, a week ago, opened up the shed, said, "Okay, let me start taking out the stuff," and then I'm walking on the floor, and it's all like, "Why is it so soft?" I look down, and all the grass seed is on the floor, and I'm like, a whole bag, and I'm like, "The mice! I didn't think about that." I'm like, "I didn't put them away," and I'm like, normally I wouldn't care, but grass seed is so expensive. I don't know about you guys, but it's at least 5 slot cars. You know what I mean? Like it's no,
Yeah,
actually 10. It's actually almost 10 slot cars. It's almost $100 a bag here. I don't know what you guys are.
that's how you know you're addicted to slot cars when you start
Yeah.
thinking grass seed cost in terms of slot cars.
yeah.
I'm like, I could have bought 10 cars with this. Stupid
There's
mice.
so many cars on the floor right now.
Oh my goodness. Harry, is the missus bugging you to make the garden, or is the garden? Are you talking about the crawler garden?
No, she loves gardening, so she's happy out there. But there's always something that needs to be done.
Yeah, yeah.
Like today it was drill holes in my pots for my plants, and the other day it was fix the lawnmower that I broke, and it's like
That
you know,
you broke the lawnmower, Harry?
no, she broke the lawnmower. I went shopping, and I came home, and she says, "Harry," I knew. I was like, "What?" She said, "I broke the lawnmower." I was like, "Oh no!" So she actually broke the handle. The metal handle snapped. So I had to start putting a brace onto it and fitting some flat steel inside it and bracing up. And of course, then I had no drill bits, so I had to go back to the shops to buy a drill bit for doing the stupid job. So it was just
Wait,
a pain in the ass.
you're
Yeah,
That's
that's how it goes,
gardening.
right?
well. One, I'm impressed because one, you said your wife broke the lawnmower, meaning that she broke it taking out of the shed, or she broke it because she was mowing the lawn.
Oh, should we do? We share. She mows around. I think she mows around the trees. I mow the centre half because she's always accusing me of cutting some part of one of her flowers or something. So I'm only allowed to
Yeah,
do
same,
yeah,
same.
yeah. I'd be doing the lawn, think I'm doing great. The next minute you hear, "Oh no!" It's like, what? You've
Yeah,
cut
just
my
like
Jandum calobi or something. I'm like, what the
If
hell?
there's the way men mow is like if it's in front of me and I can move forward, it's getting mowed. It just doesn't matter what it is. It's like
Yeah,
let's get it done.
that's like when I use the like weed trimmer and I'm going along the fence line or whatever, and she's like, "Hey, is dog eating those plants on the thing?" I'm like,
Yeah,
No, I
totally.
don't. Yeah, it must be the dog. I don't know. Like, oh, gotta be a little careful next time. Apparently, those were something that wasn't just a weed, but I whacked it down. Like, I can't see the fence. Fence now.
Oh,
I'm not allowed to use a trimmer anymore in our backyard.
oh man, no.
Yeah, you don't get in trouble.
All my trimmers are broken now, so it's like
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Be careful, Joe. Jen is watching this.
yeah, I know. It's just, I can just imagine when she's. I'm ignoring the chat for that reason at this point. Sorry, guys.
I've already gotten you in
It's
trouble.
broken because it's just
Already.
missing gas, right? I don't have any gas. It must be broken.
Yeah.
I can't stand those electric. Not that I can't stand them, but I will not get an electric mower or
I want one real bad.
really.
I know I could fix an electric mower. I couldn't fix a carbureted mower to save my life.
Oh, that's easy. You just spray like that start stuff in there and it just works.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's exactly how I fix things. Spray the ether in there and just poof. Oh yeah, there you go.
That's right.
Let the smoke out. Just need to let the smoke out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that
Oh, yeah,
easy start was great. Yeah, mine gets a dose for that once a year at the very start of the season when it refuses to start. Clean the spark plug, clean the filter, and if it still won't start, I get the spray out, and that kicks it into life quick enough.
Boom.
Oh, I've
Everything
stopped
out
with
of
that.
there.
It's spray. Like I don't even want to be sitting there for like 3 minutes ripping the arm. I'm like, just spray it and go. Like, who cares? It's not going to start. The winters are harsh here. I know it's not going to start. That oil and gas has been just sitting there all. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what.
Speaking of chat, you guys, you want to get to the chat beat or?
I was just gonna suggest that. Yeah,
do it.
good timing. All right, first one in this morning was Easy E.
Oh,
Coming,
nice,
brother.
How you doing?
Harry's other half, slot car dude. Nico's here.
Nice.
Slightly mad. Fox and Wolves, or Fox or Wolves, or one or the other, or both
The
of
Mad
you.
Duo.
Here, thanks for coming, the duo. Mike and I had a little chat yesterday, walking him through the Discord stuff because he was struggling, but we figured it out.
Nice.
And luckily, Mike, my voice to text in my truck worked pretty well because I was driving all around the city getting parts for my air conditioner, and it did it perfectly. Problem solved. Let's see who else we got. Ron from So Fast.
How you doing, Ron?
Good to see you, brother. Our upstairs moderator. Thanks for joining us, Jen.
Jen.
Bo, the Bo Mo.
Oh, Mamo. All the way from Germany. Thank you for being
here. Thanks, brother. Maurice, Bo, and now Mo.
Bo and Mo.
Mo, MB. How you doing, buddy? And good to see ya. Let's see. G Money Smackdown. Morning,
Let's put
Gerard.
Maurice on a pin. I'm gonna put. Where's my notepad? I want to talk about something specifically about Maurice.
Okay.
And have him chime in. Sorry, just the way my brain works.
Maurice, you might have to remind us because there's no way Joe's gonna remember.
I got a pen and pad here.
Pat, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Shalafish, local guy. He's in the area. Hopefully, he didn't get whacked by those tornadoes yesterday. It's pretty gnarly around here.
Man,
a couple people died. It was pretty wild.
What? Oh,
yeah,
that's crazy, man.
Dodged me, but I don't know exactly where you live, Shalafish. But hopefully, you were safe.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Obviously, you have internet back if you're on here watching us, so that's a good sign. Doug, good to see you, Doug. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Thought Journal.
Yes, Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Mark.
Let's see. Did I get everyone? Oh,
yes.
From Mike. From Fenton, yeah, we dodged those storms yesterday, but it's pretty gnarly a little bit north of here. Pretty gnarly. Let's see. Who else do we got? HSF.
How you doing, brother?
Good morning. Max 73. Afternoon, everyone. You must be on the other side of the pond. Closer to Harry.
Hi, Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. I I think that's everybody.
Right on, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
One more snuck in there, John Tucci.
Oh, Mr. Tucci, thank you. Pleasure as always.
Tucci.
Mr. Tucci. Half the time I forget his name. John's name is John. It's just Mr. Tucci ever since the beginning. And then like my daughter likes to mispronounce it, Mr. Tushy, which I felt so fun every time. So good. Yeah, no, about MB. I just wanted to talk a bit about. And Harry, have you changed at all your tire? I want to talk about tires. Let me focus my thoughts here. I want to talk about tires.
Have I changed any tires?
Yeah, have you on your track? Have you swapped out any tires? Have you messed around with that at all?
I bought one set of Paul Gauge tires and stuck them on one of my 124 cars. That's all
Okay,
I've ever bought. Never bought any other tires.
okay,
Don't
but
need them.
so okay, that that's a matter of opinion. Uh, did you true them at all, or did you just throw them on?
No, don't need to choose. No, just run them.
Yeah, there you go. And that's what I want to mention because Pete, you had mentioned that's exactly what I want to talk about. Pete, you had mentioned something about putting on urethane tires and not truing them and letting them run around the track.
Yeah, that's what Mo does. That's what MB does. When I was
Yeah.
up there, he was showing us he uses Bobcats, and I suppose that the the compound or whatever that Bobcat uses basically, sort of almost self trues it. Because he even says he has to buy replacements because he wears through them,
Oh, really?
which
Okay.
is wild to me because I don't. Yeah, I mean, he's either running about a million times more laps than I am, or that's a real soft rubber. But
Or,
yeah,
or he's
and
or he's got a
and
heated track. Is your track heated, MB? Like, are the
he
cars running on?
coated with sandpaper. No, it's regular Carrera track, but and it was like he's like, no. I was like, oh yeah, I want to get into urethanes, but I don't have a truer yet, and this was months ago. And he's like, yeah, he doesn't true them. He's like, I just run them for a while and they flatten out. And sure enough, as we're racing, I was like, these are sticking just as well as any of the silicones I had, or the best version of the stock tire. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I
Oh,
Sometimes
haven't seen my
I might run the cars on a bit of sandpaper just on the track, just the
yeah.
old, just run the back tires for a couple of, just for 50 seconds, just give it a run and just rough them up a bit. That's all. That's all I've ever done. I'd never buy a tire through or anything like that. Not for
no.
me. I mean, if I was in a club, if I joined the guys who race the slot cars in Latvia, the very fast slot cars, then I mean, yeah, they use foam tires, so there'd be a lot of truing of tire and stuff like that. So,
Mhm. And so, but okay, but at that point, you true them because you realized the car wasn't running well on your track, right?
me with the sandpaper.
Yeah.
That was just one particular one was an old car, and it was just the tires are a bit knackered, so I just wanted to roughen them up a little bit.
Okay.
And another time, when I put the Paul Gauge tires on the 124, I just followed protocol of what everyone else is saying. So I just ran it for a few seconds on some very light sandpaper and just
Mhm.
ran them around the track. Now I have to admit, the Paul Gauge tires do make a difference on a timed lap. They definitely took some milliseconds away. There was definitely a faster lap with the Paul Gauge tires.
Okay.
So, but as I said before, who am I racing? Me. So
Well, okay. So are you just like for you that the hobby itself is building the track, the scenery, and racing the cars? You're not at all interested in getting like taking a car and seeing how fast you can actually whip it around the track. That doesn't.
nah, I'm not a speed freak. I'm
Oh,
Captain Slow. I'd rather just dance around and enjoy the car. I like doing the scenery. Actually, I like the social aspect of it as much as anything. When I used to race with my friends in Ireland, for me it was just as much having a chat and looking at cars and having a bit of crack as much as racing. So, yeah,
okay. No, I
I
just
know you love the tuning, and I know you love to get what you can out of the cars. But that's everyone's got their own way of doing the hobby.
no, of course, right. There's no wrong way to slot car, as our good buddy Todd likes to say. Um, I just love that saying. There's no wrong way to slot car, and that's true. I mean, whatever, you run them, you know. run what you have, run what you brung, which is another thing I like. But I just, I got into this and I never thought that would be even possible. I just thought, hey, I'm going to buy these cars, put them on the track, they're going to run, and that's it. Okay, maybe put some oil in the wheels. Okay, fine. What's the maintenance? When you start your Carrera journey or even Scalextric's journey, and then you just stumble upon all these websites and people doing this and that, and I'm like, I can actually get this car faster. And it's funny because Slot Cars itself has gotten me into, like, it's opened up more avenues. One, I didn't know what IMSA was. I didn't know GT really was. I understood GT Gran Turismo and all this stuff, but I didn't actually know it. And I just found there's so many new avenues now that Slot Cars are making me, like, be more aware of, and it's super fun. What's that BRM? What do you got there? You got some.
When I bought my BRM cars, I always got the tires, the extra tires, and different show ratings and all. As you can see, I've never opened one of them. They just sit there in the packets. I'm happy enough with the tires as they are.
But why don't you try them? I mean, that's the simplest thing, right? Guides and tires. Why don't you just try them?
Yeah, they don't need tires.
You're not curious at all. I mean, you've got a really good piece of machinery sitting there.
No, I mean, I'm flogging the BRMs now, so whoever gets a BRM will get a spare set of tires to go with it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'll try.
I'm wearing slightly mad. I'm wearing orange fluorescent because it is freezing down here. We were talking about that earlier. Jen started fired up the old air conditioner, and the basement's already cold. So yeah, I still need a sweater here in May. That's just what it is. And this is the first one I found in the what's that thing called? The closet. Yeah, I need more coffee. Okay.
Those fancy things called a closet. Dang, you're high class.
I got a closet. I got a chair. I mean, I open. I'm like, what's this door? Whoa! It's like, we could put a lot of stuff in here.
I can put another stock car track in here.
Exactly, on the wall.
Jen has made a rather good comment there.
I'm not looking.
You have to look.
I'll look for you. I got it. This one, I assume, is what you're probably saying.
Yeah. Some of us.
Yeah, that's all he has to say. Good work, Jen. You got it.
Yeah, actually, Mike, that's I get great fun out doing that. And the funny thing is, for me, the more people love a particular car, the more it's fun crashing it because they're horrified that I'm crashing it. So I get it's like, don't crash the Ferrari. I'm like, yeah, come on, let's crash it.
I will tell you. So in the morning, every day before school, I sit down at the kitchen table while my daughter eats breakfast, and she, for the longest time, she would ask to watch. I don't know why, but she's obsessed with them funny ferret videos, where like ferrets do, like those little pet ferrets do all kinds of goofy stuff. It gets old real fast. But one time I showed her one of your crash videos, and now it's like 50-50. You're on the list. You're like one of two on the list. She wants to see Harry's crash videos. I want to see crash videos. Yeah, I want to see the trash can people. I want to see the trash can people.
Yeah. Oh, the bin dwellers. Yeah, the old bin dwellers.
Yeah, the bin dwellers. She
loves
seeing the people in the trash cans go flying, and she loves it that you give them names and you ask why they're going flying around.
Yeah, no, Harry, you're a great storyteller. Just your Christmas special, I had to pause the video 3 times for how much I was cramped up. Just like, that type of.
In the last, I had a couple of men facing each other, stuck in the bin as if they were kissing, but nobody noticed it. You didn't look close enough. I think when people go, "What are those two guys doing, stuffed in the bin together?"
That's like that old.
Goes over the head. The people don't see what I'm doing with the little figures because they're looking at the cars.
I find that's like a classic skit from like either Benny Hill or Little Britain, where the guys dress up and they're like, "Oh, we're the." Where's the 2 guys in the one village, and they make that type of British humor was always I don't know, I always found that hilarious, just like guys dressing up and them making fun of it. That's just what reminds me of.
So that's where I get me laughing. The thing is, I don't want to be a one-trick pony. I don't want to just do crashes all the time. Like, I have to try and change it up a bit. Like, there's a car that Tony sent me about a month ago. Okay.
Oh,
So I'm going to just do a normal review on that because that's a very finely modelled car. I don't know about crashing that. It's a lovely car, So I'm going to do a normal review on that this week. So it's not all about crashing. People get bored. If you're a one trick pony, people be like, that's all he does. So
Well, I don't know. Your slow motion, it never ceases to amaze me. I mean, it's like
it
seeing that
amazes
car
me
fly
that
up.
people are so obsessed with it because it's only on my cheap old phone camera. So I'm very happy with this
I
phone
was
camera.
gonna ask you about that because I know you've got nice camera equipment, but you're just doing that on your phone.
Everything's on my phone. Everything's on my cheap Samsung Galaxy phone. Yeah.
Man, maybe I'm using my settings wrong. When I use my phone, I mean, I use my phone for all my video recording, like a webcam for this, but everything else is a phone. But whenever I slow down the footage, it's like I must have
Yeah.
something wrong.
I
I
haven't.
set it into slow mo before I do the video, and then when you go to edit, then in camera you have
Oh,
options. You can select 1/8 speed, 1/4 speed, 1/2 speed, and you can edit all in camera before you even put it to the editing software in the phone.
that's probably the problem.
Yeah.
That's probably the problem.
Uh,
All right.
Pete, have you heard of Amanda's Hobbies? Is that near you? Before move on,
No,
no.
I don't think so. I don't know.
She has body replacements. I'm interested.
For Carrera, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, we'll need more info. Put
I
to
know
link.
a really good way to change up your liveries is buy more cars.
Oh, true.
That's how I like to change them up.
There's a challenge. We got Mark here. He's got a challenge. Apparently, art and cars are unbreakable. I'm curious now. I'm curious.
Arts and cars, never heard of them.
It's funny because we go antiquing every once in a while. So we go to like the antique malls around here, and it's like all these little bays of stuff that people bring in to sell. And anyway, it's like on consignment. And so you go through these things, and my wife and daughter love them. So the only thing I'm ever looking for is car models and slot cars, and I've found a couple. But what I find most often is Arton race car sets, like the full set with the cars in there, but like the rails are popped off in there and
Oh,
like
really?
a hot mess. And I'm always like, well, cars would be cool to have, but they're charging like $100 for this box of garbage. I'm like, this
Yeah.
isn't even usable. Like, who are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I
Well,
would
you should
take
go.
a box to hang on, like put in a frame, put it on the wall because it's like from the '60s. These boxes are, but it's like, no, not for $100. Are you insane?
You got to negotiate. You got to go like, hey, listen, I know this track.
There's
I'm
nobody
sorry.
there,
Oh,
so it's like one cashier at the front of the building. So like it's just it is what it is.
okay.
I should leave a note on it next time and say like, you're insane. Call me.
Or just like say, listen, I'll give you half, $50, and I just take the cars. Are the cars actually in the box, or is it just the track?
Usually there's like one, sometimes two. They usually need
Okay,
a bunch of parts and that sort of thing, but it's
that's
like
how they get you the cars.
still cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just trying to get rid of the track.
Oh my goodness. What was I going to say? There is something. Um, we were talking about. Oh no, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, that's what it was. The cars you were talking about. The cars on your shelf, Pete. You picked up a few new cars. Speaking of,
I did.
want to do a little show and tell?
Yeah.
I got
First,
a game. I got a game that we're gonna play later. I got a game we're gonna play later. But
Ooh.
I got a
what
lot
did
of.
you get? What did you get? You got four. I want to see them.
Well, so we were talking the other day, and I was like, you were talking about the Pantera, and I was like, oh, you know what? I think my hobby shop has a Pantera. I'm gonna go pick up the Pantera, and I walk in there. No, they do not have a Pantera. I don't know why I thought they did. And so instead, I came home with these two.
Oh,
So
the
the
Lancia.
Lancia, the Martini Lancia, and that 320 Turbo in that cool like black with purple stripes.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, this one's been calling my name for a while, and they only had one left, so I grabbed it.
Those
And
are
I was like,
rare. I
shit.
saw Shallowfish had entered that car for the GRL, and when I in a second, Nico, um, um, I saw that car and I called Warren and I'm like, I did this crazy thing. I'm like, if ever you come across this card, it seems a little rare. He's like, I got it, and I'm like, oh, no, I can't. I
Yeah,
really,
of
really,
course.
really can't.
They'll find anything.
I'm like, I can't, and that's actually one of the first ones I told Warren, like, okay, put that on the back of the list. Like, if I get to it and it hasn't been sold yet, then fine, because I can't just buy one. With the group fives, you got to buy the pair. It's me and Jen,
That's what got me started down the
Yeah.
rabbit hole. So that was two group fives, and then I went to anybody in St. Louis. Go to Hobby One, Mark Twain. Some clearance cars. Pretty cool.
I'll be right there.
I don't know why they're on clearance. I didn't ask because I didn't want to know. Picked up that guy.
Oh, nice.
My dad has this one, so he's got it up at my brother's track. Picked that one up. Like that guy.
That's an Audi R5, no?
Yeah.
LMR5 or something?
RS5. RS5. DTM. It
RS5. Yeah.
looks like
Old
a
school.
car you would see on the road. McLaren.
I don't own any McLarens.
I know. I've been looking for McLaren for a long time. And when I saw it and it was on clearance, I was like, done. You're going home with me.
Yeah.
So those
That
two
livery, yeah, that livery looks
digital.
nice.
And then I did find one. It was Evolution, but I did find a Pantera.
Oh, nice, and in red too.
Yeah.
They're out of production.
Russell
The
State,
Panteras are out of production. So
yeah, so I grabbed it. I was like, oh, I don't know. It's Evolution. I don't know. I was like, nah, just get it. It was like $20. So
it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
And I put a chip in it last night. So
that's the only time I feel that like a Carrera car, if there's like a livery that you like and you can only find it in Evolution or analog. If you're a digital racer, if you're an analog racer, then it doesn't matter. You're getting the deal. That is when it's like, okay, well, I had to buy the car and then I had to buy the chip. No problem. I don't mind paying that for that reason. It's just sometimes these eBay guys think that they can, raise the price so much, and I know they can because someone will come along and buy it, but it's like, oh, I really want that car, and it just turns me off. I'm like, oh, I really wanted that, like the pink pig. So hard to find. I think there's like one or two left on the internet, and they want some ridiculous amounts. They want something like $200 American. $180 American. I'm like, you just killed it for me. I'm not like interested anymore,
yeah.
But it is what it is, guys. How many parts are on my desk?
Hold on. Oh no, yeah, go ahead. You can do that. I gotta catch one other thing.
Okay.
After you talk about this.
I got a bag of NSR stuff for the Lola that's coming my way. Massimo's going to be doing a Lola review, and I've got all the upgrade parts. He's got a few. I got guides. I've got tires. I've got 124 tires. I've
got a parts store.
I got upgrade kit that I got. I won this in the GRL. It was third place because Warren from Like Tech Slots sponsored the thing, and the third place prize was a upgraded an axle kit. And that's the one thing I want to talk about is organization. How are you guys doing to organize your stuff? I got this box here full of goodies, slotted axle kits, more tires, more gears, bearings.
Well, you need all that for.
I'm in deep, and I'm in trouble. This is 100% like, oh, I got a pinion puller pusher thingy, which I only figured out how to work last night.
One of those.
Yeah. That's something too that I got to talk with Nico, because I don't think.
Here's my parts.
Yeah, go.
A set of silicone tires I took off. That's the only. That's the only part that's not on a car. Oh, besides the replacement braids that come in the boxes, that's in a box over there. But
so
yeah, no, I don't. If I buy a part, I'm putting it on the car. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know, but I just got all this stuff because it takes. I'm not going to buy them one at a time. It's not worth it, and that's the one thing I didn't put in my my box video was the way I see it. And we've spoken about this, and we've talked about stuff like upgrading your controller, and I've spoken about this I think with some other people here. The they're like, the controller, it's expensive. It's $180. It's $200, for the Carrera stuff. And I'm like, don't think of it. My train of thought is, don't think of it as like, oh, I'm losing a car. You and I have spoken about this. It's not about, yeah, it was pretty much $100 for all these parts, if not a little bit more. That's easily another car. But why have another car when you can upgrade the cars you have and get more enjoyment out of that car? That's my kind of train of thought with that, right? So the controller, yeah, the slot invasion, the Frankenslot controllers, Canadian, are about $250. Oh shit, is Jen on the? Okay, I told her they were 100.
Yeah.
I screwed that up. I screwed that up. Okay,
Edit that out. Edit that out.
You meant to say $25, isn't it?
Ready? Take two.
Take two. Okay, so I found them on the street. But luckily,
they're in the back alley.
The back alley. Some guy was like, at the ice cream shop. I'm like, hey, what's that? He's like, it just happens to be a controller. I'll take it. No, that's two cars. A controller is two cars, but the enjoyment I get out of being able to manipulate that car at such a different level and more the smoothability I get out of that car now because of that controller, I think is worth it. Right. So, and I know a lot of people are held back, but it's like, just do it, guys. Just do it. Like, upgrade your car, and I would say spend the money. Just try it. And I think that's what the hobby's about. And there you go. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say. Slaughter, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey.
Hi, Dave.
I just want to backtrack a minute.
Yeah, go.
I disagree, Bo. That's all I'm gonna say. I disagree. I like this car a lot. I like the livery. To each their own. That's all I got to say.
Good. We got the conversation going. The only reason I didn't buy the BMW, the excuse I gave myself why I shouldn't pick it up, is because in the Group 5s, I already have BMWs. I got the M1s, right?
Yeah.
And so
I went from one BMW, like one of the first cars I ever bought that I don't really like. I'm very famous for hating this car.
I love that car.
That was my first 124 car, that one.
The first Group 5 was the one my wife bought, the Pro car, and then now I have two more. Now I have the 320 and I have this 3.5, both Group 5-ish.
Well, see, and that's what it was. The 320s. I'm like, well, if I get a 320, I got to buy a racing pair for this, a running mate for the 320s. I don't know. It's like an OCD thing. I don't know. I just have to have the running mate now. Like that's the goal.
I just run them in a group. I don't buy dupes.
Just been trimming my brush and moving my wood about. There you go. Springtime fun, Slaughter. Jen's going to probably enjoy the new controller. Yeah. Well, I bought Jen and Allison, our daughter, a controller in their color for that reason. Because, Jen was like, well, you only got one. I'm like, well, if I buy her one, I got to buy Allison one. And so now I have 4. We got 4 Frankenstein controllers, so nobody can complain. And that's it. So, yeah, she has one. Bought her one for her, but for me. But a controller that I'm never going to use. So I'm a good husband, I think. I think that's what a good husband would do. No? Nothing? Okay. But Harry, I want to get back to you for a second because you are the guest here. And without, you have other hobbies. You do RC. But you are also a photographer.
Yeah, I've done a lot of photography, not so much in the last year or two, but in the past I did a lot. Done a lot of weddings and birthday parties and events here in Latvia.
Oh, okay. You've posted some of your pictures on Facebook. Are we allowed to? Could I be so bold as to show the the community your pictures?
Yeah, far away. I don't know what ones you have, but far away.
Oh, anything on your Facebook? So I assume that it's.
I think pictures are my general pictures of motorbike events and stuff like that.
Oh no, those aren't the pictures.
The pictures of the mountains. The pictures of the mountains. Loads of them. Yeah. By the way, they're on general. They're on Facebook for people to look at. So absolutely, go ahead and do what you like.
Hold on. There's no search here.
I was only ever asked once to remove photographs. I done a lingerie shoot with a woman, and
That's what I wanted to talk
she
about.
was happy enough, and we posted the pictures up. And then her son said, "Ma'am, please take the photos down. My mates in school are giving me a terrible time." So she had to say, "Harry, we need to take the photographs down. My son is very upset."
Okay, Pete, when I get to you're doing it. Okay, well, when I get to the thing, then you can transition over. Well, first we got this video, which I think is fantastic.
Oh, hold on, nobody can see that.
Nobody can see that. Okay,
Now they can.
there you go. So this is Harry's page on Facebook, and I thought this was hilarious. And I'm like, maybe we should do that with Eric's. It's
And
more Easter
my
eggs.
daughter loved that one too. She loved that one.
How
And she
did
loved
you-
how you said, "I'm only doing one egg," and then it's like 6 eggs, 8 eggs later.
That's exactly what happened. And the missus was reminding me, "Do you know how expensive eggs are nowadays?"
Oh, that's what I was saying. Like, you got some RC stuff, and got some beautiful photography here. Awesome. I just wanted to share with the folks, like, go on Harry's page and check it out. And then this was great, the slot car racing in the Baltics. But I mean, okay, there you go. You got your bike stuff. All right, got manly stuff. Awesome. Some road trips, some nice pictures of the beach. Fantastic. Again, your track looks really good. Some sort of accident here or recycling bin pickup.
They're removing the shop there.
Oh yeah, there you go. Fireworks, and then you're like, boom. Does your wife know you have pictures of other women on the Facebook area?
People came up to the house to get photographed. I mean, the lingerie shoot was in the room and everything. It's no
The
problem.
lingerie shoot. Okay, you heard it here, folks. You want lingerie, and then we have another woman here, and then another bike, and then this one caught my eye. That was a cool train show. Awesome. And then the last one, and then we'll you got another, Harry and his biker clubs.
Bike club, I was yeah.
This picture here seems unsafe here. The guy, he's not looking where he's going, and he's got one thumb in the air. I don't know what kind of hooligans are you hanging out with here, Harry?
That's the president of our bike club, actually.
In shorts,
hooligans.
in shorts, devil horns. Okay, living life on the edge, awesome. And then here you go. Are you allowed to be in this park now, Harry? You've got like a volleyball game going. Do these people know that they were being?
No, they all know me in the town for photographs. So I photographed the volleyball a few years in a row, and it's great. I love doing sport. It's one of my favorite things to photograph.
Oh, okay. There you go, buddy. Okay, that's. I just wanted to make sure, and I saw that, and I'm like, well, what's Harry doing? He's getting in trouble now. He's going to be getting in trouble.
The only post I don't show generally, unless I have complete permission, is if it's any sort of kids event. We always make sure we get parents' permission and stuff like that, But anything else is fair game. If you're out in public, you're fair game.
That is true. That's fair.
But generally, I don't take pictures of people, and generally they know I'm there. They can see me. They know me. So
yeah, no. I just found it funny, because there was some posts, and I look and I'm like, where is Harry? Like, do these people? It's good.
Hiding behind a tree somewhere, like paparazzi. But it's quite funny because I'm such a terrible introvert that there's times I went down to photograph events, and if there was no other photographers up there taking a few pictures, I'd sit in the crowd beside the missus, and I'd be so afraid to get up because people lock in on somebody walking around, and I might take 15 minutes before they get the guts to actually go up to the stage and start taking pictures. So it's an introvert who does photographs up on stage or photograph bands on stage. And it's great fun photographing the band because you have permission to lie on the stage underneath them and get shots of the guitars from underneath being played and hanging right behind the drummer. But it takes me a while sometimes because I'm such an introvert to get the guts to I just say, no one cares, Harry. Just go up and do it. And then the other half is going, no, they'll be all looking at you.
No one's looking at you when there's a show going on. I've filmed plenty of festivals and whatever, and no one really cares that you're there.
They don't. It's only in my head. It's like I never dance. I was in a drama group. I left it this week. I was in a drama group, and I told them, I said, don't even think of asking me to dance in any of your events. I don't do dancing. I won't do singing. I gave them a list of stuff. I said, I'm too introverted. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, but this Christmas you played you played Baby Jesus, and did you not have to dance with the coat? That was
There's none of that.
Anders is giving us a hard time for going live while F1 qualifications are on.
Oh yeah,
Hey, you
yeah.
know what? They got to work around our schedule. We've had
Exactly.
this down and scheduled for a long time. It's every other
You know,
Saturday for like
yeah.
over a year now. So
You have to press the record button,
I
Anders.
I ignore those FIA emails now because I'm like, I know what they're gonna say. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, you gave me
Yeah,
royalty. Either put us on the jumbo screen while qualifications are happening, or forget it.
yeah, yeah. You're stealing our customer base, all of them. What is going on?
Exactly. All the important people are here. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. We thank everybody. Honestly, very very much appreciated.
yeah, it's a great
I
chat to you
actually,
guys.
I was a little worried about it because my brother texted me right before we went live, and he's like, "Oh yeah, qualies are on at whatever time," and and I was like, "Oh, it could be like nobody on with us this morning." And then when I saw everybody, I was like, "Ah, sweet!" I was like, "Oh,
And now we
great!"
just told everybody. So, oh, look at the numbers. They're dropping. No.
No, come back.
I can't watch it live here, so I just have to watch highlights, which is usually on a couple of hours later. Highlights won't be on until later on tonight.
Yeah,
Well,
qualities are
that's it.
fine.
That
Watch
I
highlights.
wait for Netflix. Honestly, I wait for Netflix to come out so I know what's going on. I can't follow. I wish I could. There's no way I'm getting up at 4 a.m. You know, the only thing I get up early for ever is my hunting, and that's about it. So it's not gonna. As much as I love the F1, and the F1 cars are actually the cars I'm least interested in buying for the track. Which you think I would have bought those F1s, but they just never. They never did anything for me.
I love them.
You
They're
know,
my favorite.
I mean, in the
there's
70s and 80s and 90s, Formula One were the stuff I really loved.
So then,
Like back in the day. But the modern ones are, I mean, okay, we had a procession for a good few years where there wasn't much happening. And of course, they took out refueling, which I used to add a very interesting aspect to. But it's a bit of fun this year. It's been mixed up a bit more this year. It's all a bit
Yep.
closer now.
Agreed.
I got bored of Verstappen just winning everything. It got extremely boring. But the
Well,
pressure's
and
on
before,
now.
yeah, for however many years before that, it was Hamilton with Verstappen in second, um, and now it's just been a little like it's anybody's game. I feel like every weekend it's like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable now. It's a bit more mixed up. But the cars, I mean, you don't get that lovely sound anymore. Those beautiful engines and exhausts that they had back in the day. You just
the V12s.
That's fair.
yeah,
I
They're
they're
just
so
mean,
maybe
stunted
not
now.
sound like
V10s and V12. Yeah, they're stunted now. I
I
still
just
watch it.
I just feel bad for Hamilton. I mean, every other post I hear is just him being frustrated with Ferrari. Now, I don't know if they're just kind of
yeah.
like messing about, and he's like really happy with them, but they're always picking on they're only like showing the negative parts. Like
Yeah, or maybe he's going to be a grumpy old man.
I think he was always grumpy. He was just winning.
Yeah, when they don't win, they tend to whine about the cars a lot. And I don't know
yeah.
if it's the car or the driver's getting a bit rusty. I mean, he's done very well for himself. So,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. And he's obviously a fantastic driver. You can't win even,
yeah.
with the best car. You can't win if you're not a good driver. But it is funny. Like I've seen the same on like my YouTube shorts. It's like all kinds of clips from his radio in the races of him just trashing Ferrari on the radio, just trashing them.
but they're
This
doing
car won't
a horrible
I
job.
can burn this car. And this, all this stuff.
And he's like asking them
Car won't burn.
if
These
they're out
brakes
getting
aren't
tea.
working. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
No,
there
but
was one where he's like, "What are you guys doing, getting tea or something like that?" And it's like, "Oh God!" like,
well, it's bad. I mean, you have no. I'm a little disappointed in Ferrari. I mean, the team principal last year left for that reason. They were making bad. They're making bad decisions, and it looks like they're still making bad decisions when it comes to the racing and whatnot. Where's Raul when we need him to start this conversation and get
I'm
it?
I'm happy as long as Red Bull aren't winning. But then again, I like the Japanese driver now. Verstappen just annoys me because he's very childish when he's not winning, and he does nasty stuff when he's not winning. He's a bit of a bully.
yeah,
But
But
I
they
like
had such a hard upbringing. These guys, they just they didn't. I just love watching this, and Netflix has a really good. They have the NASCAR going on, and then I was watching stuff on the not the Kentucky Derby, but like the horse races about like the I forget what it's called, the actual word for it, but the like the Kentucky Derby, where you go around go see the horses race, and there's like the championship and all that. And I'm looking at these, we're watching because Jen has always been into horses, and we owned a horse at one point. And I'm looking at this going, this is what rich people do with their money. They get TV shows made out of them. It's like we're literally watching the money flow through. These are like billion-dollar companies, million-dollar companies. We've got guys who are just like, well, I bought this company and I just started getting into horse racing. It's like, good for you, buddy. Like, good job.
Yeah.
Like, you must. It's just one of those things. Pete, do you have a Ferrari and a Red Bull?
Yeah.
Can you? Are there differences, or are they the same livery?
Oh, I think he's talking about the actual cars. They're the same. I mean, they're the exact same mold. They clearly
mold. That's what I mean. Yeah, sorry.
Molds. No, that would be way too expensive.
Yeah, but the new ones, the new molds that are coming out have the halo on them, right? That's what
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they will be different for the. So you don't see any difference in those.
No, I don't even need to look. I know that
Okay.
they're not different. They're just different paint jobs.
Okay. Cool.
I know the halos are there for driver safety, which is absolutely priority. But that would frustrate me. Even if my windscreen wiper, when it's raining for me, I put on the windscreen wipers on intermittent. I can't stand something going in front of my eyes all the time, So from driving the bikes, I'm used to sort of looking through drizzly windscreen. So I just put on intermittent. But how these guys race with this bar in front of their nose, it's crazy.
Like I've only played a couple of like racing video games, but every time you get into a Formula One car with the halo on a racing video game, it just like makes it like ghost or like see through, and I'm like, okay, that works for this because I can't look around it, obviously, but it's like, how are these guys doing that at that speed? Like they're just like their eyes are focusing beyond it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So I actually have a theory about that, and I'm sure it's easy to look up on Google or whatnot. But why would I do that? I'll just go into Joe mode. I don't know if you've ever. I used to in high school. I used to play hockey, and I used to be the goalie because I was just a fat kid all the time. And the goalie mask has this protector, so you have like a you have the grill. Excuse me. Oh, I got choked up there. You have the grill, and then you have this bar that comes down in the front. But as soon as you put on the mask, the bar in the front disappears because of your peripheral. So you actually see a perfect square. I don't know what the masks are now today, but you see the goalie with the line in the middle, but the goalies do not see that line because it's perfectly on the side of your brain. I don't know if it's designed for the drivers when they're sitting straight. If that
and that's
disappears, because I know that the drivers will always turn their head to look, when you see the camera view and like where they're actually looking. So that halo probably doesn't even affect it. This is an assumption here.
I'm sure you're right. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
The guys are sort of agreeing with you in the chat show. The guys are saying,
they definitely are. And I get that, especially with like.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay, that's nice.
With like a football helmet, or like they're saying football helmet or hockey helmet. I get that, but that's like this.
Yeah,
far
that's
away
right
from
there. Right.
Yeah,
it's like out there, and it's like this big around. But it's still like it does. I mean, I understand how it works with that sort of stuff. It just it feels like that's a really weird, like you gotta have really wide set eyes to be like vision around that thing. I don't know.
It's like the Indy cars now, the Indy style cars with the glass windscreen. It just doesn't look right. I just so used to looking at it in the old days and just see the driver. And
that's got to be for the bugs. I mean, I was out in the field yesterday. We started Rikers training. It was a bunch of guys, and we were going. And this guy, he got has a new truck, and I'm looking at it. I'm just seeing like little blood spots on his truck. I'm like, what did you hit a deer? Like, were you hitting birds? Look at all this blood. He's like, no, that's the mosquitoes. And I'm like, goodness me. I'm like, oh, okay. So you could just imagine in an Indy car, you get one of those in the visor. Even bike riding. Have you never experienced that, Harry? When you're on your bike
all the time because I always ride with my visor up and I wear sunglasses. But you have bugs hitting your face and you're like bing bing, Now you're able to hit your sunglasses and just splat. You have to pull over and like wipe it off, So no, absolutely, and some of them are quite stingy. Like you got a big bumblebee and you whack that at 100 kilometers an hour, and it's a fair old sting,
Oh yeah, and that's just reminded me. Like I remember once we were in my buddy's Jeep. We were kids, me, myself, my cousin, and my cousin was riding on the top. He had the top off, so he was on the bars on the roll cage, and he was just riding on the top because we were just like going over dunes. And at one point, he just dropped into the back onto the seat, and I look over him like, "Are you? What happened?" And he looked up, and he had just all bug splatter in his glasses. He was lucky he was wearing his glasses, just his regular viewing glasses, because
Ordinary
I don't know if
glasses.
it was like a grasshopper or something. It was just green, like someone blew his nose on. He got lucky. He got lucky because whatever we were doing, that bug. I mean, he would have lost an eye. Like that's some crazy
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
You
messed
can
up.
you can hit birds sometimes as well. I've seen fellas that have hit. In Ireland, we used to have a lot of pheasants that would fly across the road, and I've seen fellas that hit pheasants, and their helmet would actually the helmet would be damaged, their visor would be smashed to bits. So
You just need for your glasses you're wearing when you're motorcycle. You just need like those peel away strips like they have in Formula One.
the F1 drivers
You
have,
don't need
yeah.
to pull over. Flip it off.
Yeah, see what Mike is saying. One of the worst feelings on a motorbike is driving along and a bee goes in here, or you think it's a bee, it could be a fly, but you feel something after going in here and it's here going, zzz, and you're like, oh, and you're trying to pull over, get your helmet on. It's
Oh, I
horrible
can't
feeling.
imagine that. Just in the car when you're driving and the spider comes down or a bug, you're like, oh, okay, just get off me, get off me. I'll roll down the window, like, especially with Jen. Um, Going back to that question, anyone test copper braids compared to tin silver braids yet? I just got my first tin braids by NSR. I have no idea what to expect. Softer braids meaning lighter on the car, easier to glide. I've why would you change out your braids? I mean, there's always a reason. If there's a part, there's a way, I guess. So Nico,
If
I'll
there's a
let you know.
part, Joe will test it.
I'll let you know.
I heard someone saying that the Carrera track with the metal in the Carrera track, it doesn't like the copper braids. I don't know how
Well,
true that
the,
is.
well, the Carrera braids are they tin or are they copper? What are you doing?
Oh, they're not copper.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
don't
what
think they're copper. Carrera.
But so the one car that I
Braid.
have is my Mini Cooper. I have slotted braid in there, and it's just a bare copper, and those things get filthy.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like
the Skelectric ones.
There's that car
these are
that
slotted.
me and the copper braids are
Yeah,
absolutely. You can see the dirt on them. Oh,
it's a Skelectric car, but those are slotted braids because I did the Carrera
How?
upgrade flag.
Okay, so so I just got silicone tires for the minis. I just finally found tires for them, and surprisingly enough, the ones that actually worked were a set of Scalextric. Scalextric make their own silicone, and Warren had sent me this a while back when I first got my Scalextric all-wheel drive. What do you call the four-wheel drive Subaru? But they didn't fit for some reason, and these say Rally. It's the C8416. If anyone's interested. Anyways, C C84. Yeah, gotta do the tunnel vision 416. And the other night I was just like, man, I'm like, I gotta find these Mini Cooper tires, whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, I have this thing. Anyways, they fit, they're perfect, so I'm looking for another set. But
How
then I
big
still
are the
realized,
tires on your Mini? Mine are tiny.
yeah, these were very tiny. These fit the Mini perfectly, but they're meant for rally. But for some reason, they fit. They didn't fit the actual rally car, which not that they didn't fit. Excuse me, they fit, but they were hitting the wheel well. And I'm like, I'm not about to scrape out the. I'm like, forget that. What was the point? I was talking about the braids. Did you find it easy to install that slot invasion guide on there on Mini?
No.
Okay,
No,
because
nothing was easy about this car.
yeah, when I opened mine up, there was like a bar across it and everything. There's like a weird that holds the lights, like the whole light fixture. Anyways, I'm surprised you got that in there because I was like, the cars run better now, but I wish I could get the guide in there to really rip them on the track. But you guys have to use this pen. This is a $12 purchase on Amazon, Canadian, and you get 3 of these pens. These are ceramic pens that are meant to fix jewelry and metal to clean, and you just kind of twist it. I mean, it's a little dirty there, but you can see the white part. I don't know if you have to cut off the dirt or not.
And you just wipe it on the braids?
You just take and it works. It works. Take your dirty braid, any braid, coppered, and you just pull it down.
I was thinking you told me about this a while ago, and so I bought some.
Yeah,
I'm
even
not
with
sure.
the dirt on them, they're more. They got more silvery. They work.
But I remember a long time ago you talked about cleaning the slot, the actual slot of the Carrera track. Like you have some like
Yeah,
device wedges in there. Because I got the gun cleaning patches.
yeah, they're the same patches,
But
but not the
what is
cloth one.
the
Oh, so I have
what
a
is it?
tool. Let me find it now. It's just a little. It's a long tool. I got it from Slot Invasion. Actually, it was on sale, and I got it in a bundle. Hold on.
Because I noticed on some of my new cars, um, well, any of the ones that I run with the stock guide, like you can tell when they're like starting to get worn. And obviously, if they're worn, all that stuff is in the slot. Like that's
Oh,
where it
it's
went.
dirty. I'm due for tire cleaning. So this is a thing I
Yeah,
got off Solid Invasion. You can 3D print this, I'm sure. It's a little. It's like a blade. It's like a reverse. It's like a guide. Looks like a guide, and you just put it in your track,
huh?
and you put the
Or like
cloth
just
on
one
top,
of
a little
these
bit of
gun
alcohol, and
cleaning
you just
stuff.
yeah.
Huh? Yeah. All right. I'll
This was
check on that.
$10 on Slot Invasion, but it works and it's great because you can. It really fits in there. I mean, I've used it like 5 6 times, maybe even less. I haven't cleaned the inside of the track for a while. Can anybody? You guys are talking about F1s. I have this Ninco here. Um, can anybody tell me what F1 this is? What? Sorry, I think it's an Indy car, but I've never. I think the wing is fantastic on this thing, but
Does
I
it
can't
say it on
recognize the
the
car.
stand?
What's that?
It doesn't say it on the stand or underneath the car.
No, it's a used car I got from Pierre. Well, I didn't
Oh,
get it. It's going back. It was meant for Tony Droney. He's picking up a few cars, a few Ninkos things, and he already has this car, but I've never. There it is, McCormick. Google
huh.
search, I guess, but I couldn't find anything. Just curious, guys. Just curious.
Just send it to Warren. Send a picture to Warren. Get the
Well,
answer.
that's true. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
Even Joe's Boys is on sale.
Sure, that's not just Joe or just for slot cars either. So
Um, Pete, out of all the cars you bought, how
yeah,
many of them had to flip? Because we have a theory about this. How many of them had to flip um, magnets? How many of them did you have to flip the magnet for the shim?
actually not that many.
Okay.
This one was fine.
Yeah,
That one was fine.
that's an older
It's
one.
older. This one was fine. It's an older one. Actually, I don't remember if I flipped that one. I haven't done the other ones yet. I haven't even touched this one yet, and I haven't touched this one yet. I haven't even opened those ones up yet.
Okay.
Why are you flipping
I'm gonna open up
back?
the NASCARs right now on live television, and I'm gonna see because we had a theory that the cars and how Carrera has funny excuses as to
Just launched the damn mirror to this car
oh no,
somewhere.
it's lost.
Joe, what's this about flipping the magnets? Explain to me what you're.
Okay, so Carrera cars always come with magnets installed front and back, and there is a shim. I can show you here with my
Oh, you're talking about the shim. The shim
yeah
sometimes on the
yeah
bottom,
sorry.
sometimes on the top.
So you've got here's my pile of magnets that I'm starting to collect just
Yeah,
because I got nothing better to do, and they usually come with this shim here,
the little shim. Yeah, and
right?
sometimes it's under and over other times.
Yeah,
So
Exactly.
the magnet is different distance to the track.
Yeah, and
correct.
Mike from Big Oak actually that car that Warren sent us, and the one I had broken I broke the rear spoiler, just because I thought this car is going to stick to the track. I've got both magnets in, and still it crashed. And even Massimo didn't catch it that the magnets were not flipped, but the shim was on the wrong side. Well, wrong side. It was just on the bottom versus the top. And
Mm-hmm.
then Mike bought that car, Mike from Big Oak, and sure enough, he goes, "Guys, the the shim is on the wrong side." He goes, "That's why you were having such a hard time with it." Which I was surprised. It's a Porsche from Carrera, and usually Carrera Porsches do really really well. They make it a point to make sure that those cars run really well. And
I see
now,
Steve from BS Lots was talking a lot about that recently in the last few
Yeah,
months.
yeah,
He was
that's
saying,
what
"When I
got
get
me on.
around," and then some people were saying, "Oh no, they done this on purpose. They don't want the car too glued to the track, and it'll overheat your motor because it's too tight to the track." And so there was loads of different angles people were coming as to why some of the cars had it in a different position. The shim.
Well, so I went through and checked all mine as I've been tuning them up for this like testing thing we're doing, and this car has always been a little bit more squirrely than the rest of them. I still love it, like still one of my favorite cars. So I checked it. I was like, oh, it's worth a shot. And sure enough, they were upside down. I flipped them over, and it was too much magnet. Like it
Yeah,
could, it was like,
yeah.
the motor couldn't overcome the
Yeah.
magnetic downforce. So I flipped it
So
back
really,
over.
there could be certain reasons depending on the diameter of the wheels and tires and stuff like that that's on the different cars, possibly.
I don't know. So I'm not sure because Carrera never says no, that's right or no, that's wrong. There's always
They
been
never
like
say much about anything, do they? Really?
no,
Did that-
Carrera's never
I
wrong.
mean, it's like the way
Yeah.
Carrera doesn't go to the big slot show in the UK every year. I mean, it's crazy
Where's
that
Where's Nico? Typical Austrians, never wrong, right? I mean, I just
he's there. He's there. He's watching.
okay. So I just opened her up, and oh, I hate it when they do that. I hate it when there's those extra pieces.
Guys, we're not talking about magnets. We don't talk about magnets. We don't talk about me taking out my magnets. We've already had that discussion. We already had it with Dave from Slidar. I made a video about it. People lost their goddamn minds.
That's great.
We're not talking about it anymore. All right?
Well, I
Don't
just
tell
lost the
me to
screw.
take out my magnets.
I just lost the screw to the desk. Of course.
Oh, that's it. That's gone now. The carpet monster will get that.
Yeah, check the subwoofer. That's where they usually
Yeah,
are.
it was right in front of the subwoofer. I found it. We found it. It's right in front of the subwoofer.
That magnet just zoop.
Oh, dude, I'm sure there's like 5 or 6 screws already because I got the subwoofer underneath the desk and it's got the little bass reflex, air passage hole, whatever you want to call it. I should know these
I
things.
thought Joe was going to stand up again. We get another look at his rooster pajamas.
So glad you get dressed up for us, Joe.
Are they Jen's? Come on, tell the truth.
No, these were a gift from my sister-in-law.
To Jen.
No, to me. It's her sweater. This is actually Jen's sweater, but
Okay.
I don't
You
know if it's gonna-
intercepted the sweater.
I doubt she's
somewhere
gonna
along
fit
the
into this. All right, so we're gonna bet. We're gonna bet what the.
Oh, they're
Everybody want
upside
to take a
down.
gander?
Oh,
Everyone's saying.
Where did you
the
buy
NASA
it from?
Where did I buy it
Where
from?
you-
I bought it off. Warren. No. Yeah, Warren. Yeah, well,
I'm gonna say they're fine then.
they're fine because they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
think
no,
it's
it's
a
definitely a
US.
Canadian buy. I either bought it off Warren or I bought it off a local shop. But okay, let's do this. These tires are nice though. Wow, look at that, they're nice and thick.
Joe's a chicken whisperer.
Yeah, they're nice looking. They're actually absolute dog shit on the track.
That's Carrera life, man. That's Carrera life. Okay.
Yeah, but those are especially bad.
Yeah, I'm sad to hear that. Like Carrera just doesn't. They make toys and that's it. They make toys and they're like, for some reason, people love these toys. All right, so I'm gonna pop this out. This will probably go flying like they usually do.
You just see a little thing go woof over the screen now.
My screwdriver is not flat enough. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pop it out on top here. Yeah, it's upside down.
It was upside down.
Yeah, so your theory is incorrect. Well, our theory that we thought was incorrect. It was upside down. Yeah, because see, I put the thing on top, and the shim. Well, if I got to turn it so you guys can see that, I took it off that way. The shim is at the bottom.
Yeah, sure enough. Wild. Yeah, I don't know. Some country having laws on how strong the magnets. Yeah, we thought for sure that was what it was, shallowfish.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
But I heard somebody said that we thought it was a U.S. only thing because some Canadian counterparts weren't experiencing it as much as our U.S. counterparts. And Europeans are acting the same way Marty is, where it's like, I don't know what you guys, or where Harry, sorry, not Marty, Harry, where it's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's just, yeah. So I thought for sure that it was like a U.S. law that passed because every car that I have bought or is older than maybe like, I want to say like 8 months, 8 to 9 months, um, is the anything more recent than that is magnets turn upside down. Anything previous to that, they were all fine.
Yeah, it seems to be a recent thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This thing, and I think I'll credit. I think it was Steve who really first
Yeah.
started noticing this and
Yeah.
talking about, you
And that's
know.
what got me well, and that's what like brought it up, and then people kept talking about it, and I'm like, well, I better check.
Why is
And I
Rahul in the chat and he's not on the show? What's going on there?
yeah, it's he's just stirring the
He's being
pot,
shy. Rahul, you're
in,
being shy.
introducing a new a new topic an hour into the show. Like,
Tell the truth.
no, we're not starting over, bro. Not starting over. Should have been here at 8.
He said, if that Harry fella's on the show, I'm not going on the show.
That's good. That's you had 2 more sick days. This counts as one more. You have 1 more sick day left.
That's 2 strikes.
No, Raul has been really busy with his projects, and also he started a new job. So I know that they've been working him pretty good, and he's been figuring that stuff out. So we knew that for the next couple of weeks. I mean, even shenanigans, they've been having a hard time even getting shenanigans up and running again. Life, guys. Everyone's got a life, and things happen. Slot cars cannot always be our center our center focus. Um, and I'm being rude, and I'm getting frustrated, and I can't get this magnet back in. So I'll deal with it later. Done. What's Raul saying? Because I missed it.
He's asking what people's thoughts are about brushless motors.
Oh yeah, because the slot it. Have you guys seen that? First of all, have people seen that?
No. I mean, I saw something. I didn't watch anything about it.
Okay, so I saw the slot it slot it, however you guys want to pronounce it. Um, this motor is just like it's like a cylinder. It's almost like this big,
Yeah. Yeah, I've
right?
seen those in RC cars.
It's
Yeah,
It's not apparently events
and
now.
and it's interesting because they're coming out. I saw the post, and there's the different set screw positions, so you can install them on different pods. So I thought that was pretty neat of Slotted to
I
figure
like
that
it.
out already, right? So if you had a
Because then it can fit into where a normal. Yeah, so it can fit into an existing chassis is the idea.
that's what I'm assuming, unless you have to buy the chassis from them. But I would assume that they would say, hey, if you want to swap out your motor without having to buy more parts, I mean, maybe Nico or Raul can correct me on that. But from when I quickly glanced at it, I'm like, okay, that's pretty neat. Um, Now, my question becomes at this point, because I just started diving down this area, so I'm not gonna. I'm really not talking. I'm talking out of what the experience of the community is. When you have an angle winder, okay, the main differences now, besides more torque to the wheels, is that angle winders tend to allow you to have bigger can motors, so you can fit them. And I know that in the 124, I'm pointing there because my 124 is there. In the Scale Auto 124 cars, and I think Harry, I don't know if you can confirm this with the BRMs as well. You can actually shift this motor to a different angle to accommodate bigger motors. Correct? There's a plate that you can shift
Well,
the
the BRM have a plate that's adjustable, yeah, with cheese head screws.
yeah, and then so you have an angle winder that allows for a bigger motor and easier. I guess the weight distribution is more balanced. Then you have a sidewinder, which tends to be yeah. Here we go, sidewinder. You
But
got a
generally, it's just
sidewinder.
really for opinion adjustments with the BRMs. It's really just to get your opinion sitting right on the crown gear and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have these guys who are more torque, but you're gonna have to you deal with smaller can motors, but the weight is nice because it's all in the back.
On the
And then you
wheels,
have
yeah.
our standard Carrera cars that are inline and which are mostly meant for track, and you have one of the best balances, but at the same time more versatile, right? And this is a
And the
very general.
brushless motors, the magnetic effects is where you with the old motors you got that, and also they're lighter as well. I know the NSRA, the National Slot Racing Association, those guys are dabbling a lot now in the brushless motor racing and the slot cars they do. So
Yeah.
it's
So
interesting. I've seen a post where one of them actually shattered into a million little bits.
oh
Like literally spinning so crazy that the thing just went poof. Little
Yeah,
bits
that's
of,
not good.
yeah.
so people are saying we got to be watch out for this now. They're saying this could be dangerous.
Well,
But that
I'm
was
not sure how
that
much
was
they
a tuner
weigh.
guy messing about, So.
Yeah, well, that's it. So I'm not sure how much they weigh, but it looks like because that motor, you see the pod, and there's all that space. So I'm like, well, if you're going to put it on an angle, it kind of defeats the purpose for the weight distribution because now all the weight is literally to one side.
Yeah.
So I was kind of scratching my head, going, okay, you can put it in an angle winder. So now I want to dive deeper into understanding the angle winder and what torque advantages that gives you. I know the race guys like either side or angle, but that was because the weight distribution of the motor as well. And you can put a bigger motor, which means it doesn't warm up as much. So, whatever, all that fun jazz. But these
Yeah.
motors are so small. So
Brushless
it's
is
like,
very big in the RC car community. A lot of the
what's
newer
it?
cars are brushless, or like you can get a car brushed, or you can spend an
Yeah,
extra €100 and get the
yeah,
brushless version. And
yeah,
with
For sure.
crawlers, the brushless version is much smoother. It'll make a car move really slowly,
yeah.
so it's
The
very controllable compared to the brush motor. So there is
yeah, the
differences there. It'd be
control.
interesting to see what happens over the next few years if one of the companies starts putting brushless motors in their scale slot
Yeah.
cars.
Well, what scared me is that there's three wires coming out of that thing, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta learn electronics now.
The positive wire, the negative wire, and the oh shit wire.
Yeah.
As the guy who like solders wires for a living, he's like, oh, I gotta learn how to look at
I don't know
wires.
what the solder does. I just know where it goes. I don't know.
I just know red to this pin, black
Yeah,
to this pin.
Exactly. Like we're working on a new project, and
Flip switch,
him.
light comes on.
Yeah, exactly. A test. Okay, it works. I don't know why it works. It just works, and and that's it. And like we're getting this new project at work, and they're like, "Oh, you want to build this newer? It's smaller. It's easier." I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "What are your thoughts?" I'm like, "I have no thoughts on this. Just give me the instruction manual, and I build it. I don't. I'm not.
Tell me what to do. I will
Exactly.
build it.
You pay
Yeah.
me to tell me what to do. I'm not here to tell you, give you my opinions. Um,
Bye, Nico. Nico's
yeah,
heading off.
that's exactly what I was talking about. Raul, if you're on, just come on. Even though we're almost done. I mean, come on.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, exactly.
Raoul.
The motors are also very light, so car balancing will be interesting. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you've got this whole pod, and then this motor's stuck on one side, and I'm like, that. Even if it's a light motor, it's still all for the angle winder. The sidewinder kind of makes sense, but again, you're offsetting, you're offsetting the weight to one wheel, and then the inline is the only one for me that makes the most sense because it's like it's dead center in the car.
Well,
So
but
it'll be interesting.
if you think about it, like an inline motor, right? It's
Yeah.
got good balance because the weight's right in the middle, like on the
Hmm.
center line of the vehicle, which is what you want, right? Because you then turning right
Yeah,
and turning left has similar
yeah,
features, right? But Sidewinder has the weight more towards the back and on those wheels,
hundred
which is
percent because it's in between. Yeah,
but then it's imbalanced. And so the in the inline, it's great because it's balanced, but you're converting like 90 degree, like that's a big angle of that torque. So you're going to lose some of that in heat and friction in that mesh and all that. So I'm betting that an angle winder is like compromise between those two. You're getting more weight towards the back just a little bit, and you're not going straight, completely.
yeah.
That's my guess, is that
It'll
it's
be interesting because
trying to
look,
balance
like
the two.
imagine this motor being half, right? So
Yeah.
the gear is here, right, where it makes the connection,
Yeah,
and you can bring so half this motor is now gone. So now you've got the weight only on this side.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's still
With
angled, but now you've
brushless,
got
you're
this
right.
odd, and I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, well, that's, I mean, you could always put a counterweight. You could weigh the motor and put a counterweight on the other. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's what's
you're
going
gonna
to be
have
the
to.
fix,
Yeah,
but
And at the
it's just
moment, brushless is more expensive, but the more they start producing, it'll almost become the norm, and then it won't be so much extra. I presume that's what will happen
yeah.
eventually. Because you can get brushless RC cars now a lot more reasonable than they were a year ago.
So,
Say,
so here's a question for you, RC guys, and this is totally, I have no idea. What do you think the magnetism the magnetic force would be compared to the can motors, because the can motors are at least flat, which are flat. Now you've got a round motor here, right? Let's imagine this is the motor. It's round. Where's and it's on
Yeah,
that chassis of
but
the
they're
car.
round motors. RC cars are round motors.
Well, that's it. So where are those? Are those? I haven't checked mine, but are those? Is there magnet to that? Can you put a screwdriver to it and it clicks? Is there like a magnet in
Yeah,
there?
yeah. Well, the
Electronic
normal
motor. That's how
motors.
it
No,
Like,
no,
works.
I understand, but I'm talking about because it's more round and it's not closer to the ground. I'm curious to know the magnetic force of that motor, the magnetism of that motor. Because right now the only magnets in this car is the motor. The motor's causing all the magnetic downforce. I'm
yeah,
curious
but
how
an
much of
RC
a magnet.
car, you have no metal under the car, so magnetic force makes no difference. You're driving on dirt tracks or
No,
gravel.
no, I'm talking about the slot
It
cars now.
that doesn't help an RC, Joe. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no rails or
I'm
a
not
slot to
talking
stick
about
in an
RC.
RC. I don't
I'm
know if
talking
you've
about
ever
He's back
slot
tried
to
it.
cars.
slot cars.
I'm
You
talking
didn't
about
tell me
slot
you were back to
cars,
slot
the
cars.
I
brushless
don't know if you've
motor.
ever seen RC stands for remote control, not slot car. God,
Okay,
I
sorry.
don't understand this guy.
Slot cars.
Like, just put your lab coat on
It's
because you're
right
not
here.
making
It's
sense.
right here.
I know it is. I'm telling you to put it
I'm
on
going
because
back to fiddling with this. You guys finish off
you're
this.
talking you're talking Joe Nye the science guy again. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Hang on. Let me overthink this. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, exactly. Pause.
I'm going back.
Pause. Let me go all the way down this rabbit hole without any research. I will come up with my own solution.
That's why I only race on the last week of the month, because that's when the Earth's magnetism is the strongest. To help.
Only on the full moon, and only when the moon is on the completely opposite side of the Earth, so that I get the magnetism from that gravity onto my car.
Exactly.
Perfect.
What is that called? Is it the
Only
Schumann resonance? What's that called again?
Joe's magnetic personality.
Yeah, exactly. I only race low tide.
Actually,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's true.
I'm gonna look
that's
into
true.
that.
It's true.
I'm gonna look into
It's
that.
true. It's better.
It's better to
I'm
race
gonna
on
have to
low
use
tide.
that in my next testing.
I can't get
Well,
this.
I'll add that onto my spreadsheet. It's like, what was the phase of the moon and the tide?
Oh my
No, it's a
goodness.
waxing crescent at low tide. That's why I got the fast time.
Oh, you guys are great. I managed to get it. I managed to get it in. Oh goodness, guys. The mechanics in a brushless will cause less vibration and more efficiency, as the magnets do not spin, only the armature. Exactly. Armature does, unlike a brush or can motor.
It's cool. Like, it's
It's
a
going to be,
really cool
yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
And I know they're like just quieter too, and there's less like,
Yeah.
on ours where it's like when you spin it without it running, it's like you can feel the magnet force it to certain stop points.
And even to look at them, they look cool when they're spinning.
Well, yeah, that's that too. Yeah, it's a super cool concept, and I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think I'm probably going to be converting any of my cars, but I also said I would never switch to urethanes, and that I would never do tires, and that I would, not do a lot of things that I have done. So, never say never.
What did I achieve? I didn't achieve anything. This guy. Yeah. Well, my curiosity is the price. That's
Yeah.
number one, right?
I know on RC, I'm not super familiar with RC, but I know, like, when I go in the shop and look at them, the brushless ones are quite a bit more expensive than the non-brushless.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. At the moment, yeah. So I think brushless slot cars will be some sort of silly price. I mean, slot cars are already getting up to silly price sort of standards. So how more silly would it be with a brushless mower?
Okay.
I do like the idea of it, like somebody making the motor with adapters that can fit in in a wide variety of cars. So it'd be like
Yeah.
an axle upgrade. Like, that's a cool concept to me.
Yeah, well, it's only the motor with a different plate to fit into cars, certain, different
Right.
chassis. So entirely possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a cool concept, because then it's like, oh yeah, I'll try it on this car. Like, this car's my terrible car that I hate driving, like this one. This is what I test everything on because I hate it.
I think you got a lemon, dude, because both, yeah, she's got a big butt and she likes to spin out. But even when I took out the magnet, I was like, okay, it's a heavier car to deal with, but I'm not sure. You must have got like a lemon or
My
something.
very first 124 car was that particular BM, very same livery, and the 124, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I haven't raced in a really long time, so maybe I should give it another shot since I you know, I'm not complete rookie at racing slot cars anymore. I'm like almost to novice.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
We're all. I have no idea what I'm doing. My desk is full of plastic and magnets and metal,
Yeah,
and I'm,
you fit in spare parts. You got all you got as many spare parts as Warren has.
it's a shop. It's half his shop is on my desk. I mean, I'm fiddling with this. Like the Carrera motors don't fit in this thing. I don't understand how this works. I put my finger in here, and I don't know like what this. It's like what's going on.
I just run my magnets over my desk every now and again and just picks up all the spare screws that I left over. And
Yeah,
don't know where they came from. I just zoop. It's like a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum up all the spare screws and pins and everything.
Oh, where's it?
I
I got that magnet
thing, and I just like. After working on the air conditioner yesterday, I took that thing out there and it's like click, 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 click. I'm like, oh, that's 3 screws. Where do those go? I know. Oh no.
that's the worst. Whenever you build something and there's parts left over, you're like,
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
Yikes. Ooh.
And then you say, it'll be okay. We'll run it and see what happens.
Yeah.
That car puts the BM into BMW.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Bowel movement of a car.
Is it? Has anybody else have the M4s? No one else is. Like what is it exactly that car like that car's performance? How do you not like it? Like what's the spec about that car that you don't like?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who's had them and what they think of them.
I don't even remember.
I've got the black one as well. It's very nice, black livery one.
But you have it in 124, Harry, or you have it in 132?
No, I have the green and white one in 124. I have the black one in 132. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
So it's got silicones on it now. So maybe I'll order some urethanes and true them down and give it another chance.
Put those in a baggie.
I remember it just like popping out and like it was just I'd set it the same speed as everybody else, like super slow speed, and it would still come out. And so nobody wanted to drive that one. So it was always last picked when we're picking cars we're racing for the night. And it's like, okay, this is just not fun. That's the one I took the magnets out for a while, and I tried, to try magless. I've done all kinds of different things to that one, just because.
I think something that I've realized that I never thought I would even consider is, and Ian Douglas brought this up in one of his videos. That I think is important too. I think the how flat the chassis actually is on the Carrera cars because they're already heavy. This
one's definitely not. I mean, I can see the bow in it.
So that could be it. That will affect the car so much, and I didn't realize that. And I only have one car at the moment that when I put it on the test plate. Oh, nice.
That's the black one.
Yeah, but that's the M6. That should perform really well.
Yeah, that's
M4. M4.
It's not the same car.
It's not the same. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's the older M4. That's the new livery. There you go.
The BMW M4. Yeah. DTM.
Okay, so that's the new redesign then. The new M4s. That's bigger with the long.
I've never ran it. I have now since last year. It's never been run.
You should run it. We should run it.
I think still new. Never ran it. It's sat in the box since I bought it.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, I think
I'm gonna do some racing today, boys.
I'll just do it.
I'm gonna do some racing today.
I think flattening the chassis. I only have one car that I cannot get the wheel down touching, and then I realized, oh wait a minute, there's like a little bit of an offset. I didn't realize how important that is. It's an earlier version.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for that.
I'm sure it's your chassis. Run some hot water on that and see what happens.
Truth be told, I haven't run it in a long time, so I'll give it another shot. because you guys aren't the first people to tell me that I'm full of you know what because they love that car. So I'll
Okay,
give it
it's not my favorite car to run. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm not saying like, oh, it runs fantastic. Out of my cars, it is in the slower. It is in the B class, 100%. It's not a fast car.
and that's not even like yeah, that's not the problem. It's not that it's not fast. Is it just like fishtails out goes
Yeah,
flying, and
yeah,
it's like it's not there's something wrong. Yeah.
yeah. See, I had an Aston Martin like that, and that's the Carrera. What's the word I'm looking
And
for?
I've stolen all the parts out of
It's
it too.
Carrera
Like I got to
centric,
go
is what
back
it
to
is.
stock guide because I stole that to go on another car. I mean, this one's had magnets in, magnets out. This one's had stock tires, and then yeah.
It's the beaver teeth grill. That's actually that M4, right? Is the reason why I started noticing BMW and actually looking at BMW. I saw that in a parking lot, the actual car, the one-to-one car, the real life version of that car. I was like, "What car is that?" And I'm like, "That's a BMW." I'm like, "Oh wow, that looks sexy. That looks like a mean
Yeah,
car."
that
It's
has a
the
different
it's the
front end.
opposite of that grill.
Yeah.
It's like uh
Well, that grill I like. The 80s to early 90s grill, the small little pig nose, whatever you want to call it. That I
yeah,
like.
it's
Then when they
just I think
switched
it's
it,
kind of funny that it's
yeah.
like massive and then like the biggest one they've ever made and the smallest one they've ever made.
Beaver teeth. Lucy,
Like,
Nice
that's
being
not
yeah.
I can't
That's
stand it.
from. Do you remember the movie? Was it The Naked Gun? Was it when he? Or was
Yeah.
the airplane? One of those when he looks up and he goes, "Nice beaver."
yeah.
Uh, there you go, Mike. Mike's chiming in. He has two M4s. One of them runs so quiet and smooth, and probably is one of my fastest cars. The other runs like a brick.
Okay.
That's the Carrera.
It's the Carrera way.
Yeah, it's
Check your magnets.
check your
Yeah,
magnets.
I just
And
looked.
it's the chassis. I honestly believe that now there's something we're overlooking. And Harry Wise at Home Racing World
It does
um,
not sit in there. Like I
does
can squish it.
does have an excellent video series. I think it's about the NASCAR on how to make the Carreras run smoother and
Yeah, I
better.
just went through that one. And you know the other one that I really like is he does a similar thing. Slaughter does the one when he did the IROC. And he had those four cars and he was getting them all he wasn't trying to get them faster, he was just trying to get them all the same, but he focused on like making them quieter and making them just like all run equal. That like I go back to that one a lot because it's
Mhm.
like yeah, okay, a little canopy glue on this window that's driving me nuts because it's like the whole way around. um oh, that was one. Sorry, last thing, we're getting late, but
Yeah, I got a
on
birthday
this
party to go
one,
to.
this is the first car. So yesterday afternoon, just got this guy. It's the first one I've glued tires to because I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, so I got this.
Glue.
It's like the art. Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh yeah,
glued
glue.
tires to the wheel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give it a shot. It's the tire glue, whatever. Anyway, but before I did that, um, I on the Carrera wheel, they got the divots,
Yeah,
the like dimples.
yeah, they're
I filled them with
horrible.
super glue and then filed them down and then ran it on the truer so that it was back down to center.
And
This thing is it's not very fast, but I don't think it was going to be fast no matter what, just because of the way it is. But it is like silent. It
nice.
is like dead silent on the track. And so Bo was talking about it earlier. This one is like that 320 is like the loudest car I have ever heard on the track, and it's because like you can even you probably won't be able to see in the camera, but like the tires are so thin that I can see the dimples, those
Uh,
ridges from the wheel through the tire. It's insane. And so I'm gonna try that on this one next and see if it quiets it up.
See, I was
I,
thinking
That one
about
is
that,
noisy as all get out.
I've got the
and that's
Carrera Capri, the white Capri that comes with the set, and
oh nice.
I absolutely hate it. It's horrible. It rattles around the track. It sounds tinny. It's absolutely no,
Is it
not
that
that
one?
one. Hold on, I'll show you. I have it here.
This one's noisy as
Harry,
shit.
you got to get into it, dude. You got to get into the tuning now. You have no choice.
No, I just don't run it anymore. That's the easiest way to fix the
Oh,
problem.
Harry, come on.
Set it aside.
I just put it into purgatory.
I think this one's noisy because it's one of the ones where the guide flag lines straight up with the axle, so there's no axle. It's just the
Oh yeah, the
bearing,
independent.
just the
That's
bushing. Yeah,
yeah.
and
It is
they are like
Harley.
sloppy.
Yeah, you might want to clean that up. Make them.
I don't think there is a way.
You need to.
Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody correct me. I don't know how you would do it.
I think home racing. Well, I think Harry Wise got a video on that. I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Way of the Carrera M4 is too much in
yeah,
the
there's
engine.
something about making these cars quieter, and there's just the enjoyment of the car just skyrockets, right? But going back to the different techniques of getting the wheels um, rounder on the hubs, right? Those hubs that we fit those tires on. For silicone tires, it's hard because either the tire itself, it's very rare that a car I will get like 1 out of 3, right? Will always have either a reversed hub, so the car is actually running on the center, or I'll get
Yep.
the inverted, so it's like running on the dimes on the side. And my older cars, when I look at them now, that will actually rub off, and now the cars are actually nice and flat. But that's taken
Yeah.
a year,
Forever.
almost
Yeah.
forever, right? And they're still not perfect. So I was thinking about that, and the other day I saw again, I'm on this Ian Douglas binge, and he was talking about MR Slotgar, who has the foam. And I keep on hearing people saying, "Oh, there's foam in the tires. There's foam in the tires." And MR Slotgar's tires that are right here, they're super soft. Like I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can see you squishing it.
Yeah, I mean, and inside here. So what he does is he glues these tires on. It's a very soft shore. If it's not 25, it's definitely 20. So which is smart because the tires are going to chew up on a polycar track. And he has foam inserts, and I never understood what foam inserts were until I saw them. And then it got me thinking. I'm like, well, foam is nice because foam could fill in that gap of those divots that you're talking about. And then I could easily put those. I don't know. Maybe this is just an idea I have. If anyone's had experience with this, and I could fill all the cars that have the reversed hub. I could probably put the foam in the middle and get them back up, and then the divots would be filled with the foam. I don't know. I would try it. I'm just saying if anyone's had experience with that, but I think, but it's finding those parts, which is almost impossible. Mark
It's
73
yeah.
says,
The glue worked great. I mean, you got to have a tire tour to tour it back down so that they're flat, and it took forever to sand all that super glue off. I actually took a file to it to get it close, and then because it was just taking too long.
mhm.
But yeah, I mean it's one of those ones where it's like, oh, maybe I'll try that on the next one.
How long does it take you to true? I can't see myself sitting there truing these tires.
It's funny, the urethanes that I have, the Paul gauges, they're like super easy. They like they go flat real quick. It sands off a lot at a time. The Carrera ones take a while because yeah, I mean one they're just bad and
Okay.
not flat, and then also it's just the compound. It just takes a little bit longer. But I don't know. I mean some of them I've done in as quick as like half an hour, and some of them take much longer than that.
I think because you got to be there. You can't just put the car on the truer and walk away. You're truing it yourself, right? It's like you're tooling the whole thing, right? There's no way you can walk away.
So I level it. I put it on there. It's all good on the wheels. So level it to the wheels because that's what you
Mhm.
want the level to be. Raise it back up. Put the tires on. Put the whole thing back on the truer, and then I set it at I think I do like 6 volts. I have the reciprocator, so that
Mhm.
helps so I don't have to be there, and then I just tighten it down until I start to hear it drag, and I just let it go for a little while. I can walk away, I can go do whatever because once that part's gone, you can hear it because then it's spinning freely, and then it's a much different sound. And then I back it off and bring it back down until it goes and starts going.
Oh, okay, so
And
you've got the
I
oscillating
got
arm.
the
That's
reciprocator.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
can just set it and forget it, walk away, and then just put yourself a timer and say, "I'll come back and check on it."
Yeah, like I don't think I've walked away for more than like a couple minutes, like go to the bathroom or get a drink,
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
it's
Safety.
not perfect. You could, yeah, you could
Okay.
screw up
See,
the
because
whole
that's
thing.
what I like about breaking in the motors. I just hook it up, and I just got myself one of those smaller adjustable power supplies, maximum 12 volts. So I'm going to put it in the garage in between in a metal can, so that way it can break in. And I know I'm setting that 3 volts at 2 hours, 6 volts at 2 hours, and 12 volts at 2 hours. And I set it and I forget it, and I know it's safe because it's in a metal bucket. If anything ever happens, it's going to fall in that bucket and be done with. I don't dip it in the water, and I don't dip it in the oil. We'll talk about that another day. I'm experimenting with different things, but the tire truing itself is like, if I have to sit there for half an hour and watch this thing, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, but the guys in the National Slot Race Association, these very, very fast cars, they do a serious amount of truing. Like when they're not racing, they'll be in there truing up these foam tires to perfection. Because you're at the pinnacle of the slot racing with those
Yeah,
cars, they got to be silky smooth to get anywhere really.
And I know
exactly.
for sure. Like the reason I like mine is it does both wheels at the same time on the axle, right? So I can do Carreras, and it moves, right? So that helps too. But it goes like I try to get it as level as possible so that it's doing both at the same time. But I do know that like tighten it down and getting them as long as they're both flat to each other and they're both the same diameter as a result, then I'm happy enough.
Yeah.
I notice a lot of times with the budget cars, it's not really the tire truing that needs to be done. A lot of times the actual wheels are completely off center on the axles. The wheels
And
are
I've
like
noticed,
this.
Oh,
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, and I've noticed a few that like have most of them are fine, but a couple that I've done when I take those tires off to level it,
Yeah.
just to make sure that we're good. There's like a huge chunk of flash in there, like just a huge piece of plastic just sticking out. I'm like, oh, no wonder this thing's noisy as crap. Like I guess I've never taken the tire of this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like a huge chunk of plastic, like where they cut
You
it off the
should
sprue.
you should come up with a 3D printed um what do you call it, like a die that's a little, and then you can put sandpaper in it so the tire goes directly in, and they're the same diameter all the time, and it just spins inside, so that way it just comes out. You know what I mean? You're like a die, and then just like, and that way you just
You
put the
just
tire
drop
in,
it through.
you drop it in, the thing's spinning, and just and
Yeah,
it'll get it,
you're like a cylinder that acts like a blade, and when the tire goes in, this blade just
Yeah,
breaks
you
down
just
to the
get
red
like
one.
a galvanized pipe and you just sharpen it.
Yeah, and
So
just
it's really, and then
I'm
just
full of
spin that
ideas,
thing
guys. I'm full of ideas.
at like
there you
5,000
go. Develop
RPM,
that.
and yeah, that thing will just whip, and then you just drop it right through. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so for those of us who go ice skating,
Lose
okay,
an
I thought this was
eyeball.
the coolest invention ever. When you go ice skating, I don't have to bring it to the guy anymore. There's these like vending machines of ice skates, and you just put your ice skate in and say, first time or what? Yeah, I'm still alive. What'd
I'm
you
about to
kill?
get the same comment from my upstairs moderator.
Yeah, no, it's because I have a 65th birthday party, so I have
What
to.
is that? It's crazy thundering. So
I know it's.
you might need to power down.
Yeah, and we might lose power.
You what?
We might lose power. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of a. Okay, so you put the ice skate in.
Are you overthinking something again?
I'm trying to explain something. Please. Love you. Bye. But she just comes downstairs and starts talking. I'm like, I'm still on the live. Are you still on the live? Yeah. Oh, okay. Like, okay, whatever. Yeah. So those vending machines, you put the ice skate in, and then you just choose which kind of sharpening you want. That's what has to be. That's what has to come out for slot car tires. You just a machine. You put it in. You click what you want. It does what it has to do, and it comes out. That's what I'm waiting for a tire chewer. That's just like 3D printing. I'm waiting for the machine.
It would be great. It would actually be great. I'm sure someone could easily develop it with a little bit of thought.
Yeah. The trouble is like every car, every tire, every wheel has different diameter that you're shooting for.
Oh yeah, you'd have to have a different. Well, you could have a different fit. You could have a different millimeter size fitting for each different type of. So you'd buy the unit, and then it would come with 10 different diameter.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
MB, sorry, buddy. That was it. I wanted to make sure that we were correct on the Bobcat tires, and that you do not true your tires. For those guys coming in, we had that. MB, apparently this is his façon, his way of his modus operandi, is that he puts the Bobcats on and they true themselves on the track. So that's pretty interesting. That's
yeah, I was amazed by that. I'm gonna give some a try. I've got a lot of cars I need to switch off the silicones.
Yeah,
Because I
it's a
noticed
sad
last
day.
night the car my wife loves to drive has silicones on it, and so I let her race on it, and I can tell it's like it's just peeling
Yeah.
stuff off my back.
There's definitely there's definitely a different, that's something I didn't realize in the beginning, because if anybody has bought quick slicks, specifically quick slicks or even super tires, there's choices. You have at least sometimes up to 4 choices for the same car. And at the beginning I didn't understand why. I'm like, why would you even make them? But it's for that um one, for the magnetism of the car, how close, how
Yep.
low profile of the car do you want? And it's and sometimes, like, I have these Ferrari 488s, and at the time when I was ordering these tires, I couldn't order the same tire, so I had to order the one up. So one car is just like I mean, we're talking millimeters, like not even
Yeah.
points of millimeters. But I guess when you're racing and you're trying to fine tune the car, sometimes if it's too low, it'll scratch against the track depending on how your track layout. So there's
Sure.
always that. But when you buy Paul Gauge or urethanes, unless I'm mistaken, it's one size fits all, and then you figure it out with the truing, right?
Some cars have 2 diameters.
Okay.
Some cars have 2 diameters.
Okay.
Not all of them though. But when I was just last looking, there was a couple. Like you type in one car, and sometimes it has like obviously it has like the firm and the soft one, and some of them have like the 2 choices, and some of them have like 4 choices or 6 choices because there's just a bit different outside diameter.
Okay. So it's the same thing. Okay.
But a lot of them there's only one. But it might be because like 2 different cars have the same wheel shape, but different everything else, so that it needs it fits on the same wheel, but the Carrera tire on it is a different diameter. So I'm pretty sure that's why they make those.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know though.
I didn't realize going to Quick Slicks, because Super Tire, for some reason, not for some reason, I guess it's the way they do their molds. Their edging is flat. I know you won't be able to see that, but it's a very flat.
Yeah,
They're not rounded. Whereas Quick Slicks, I don't even think you have an option. They give you the flat side is the side you put on the inside, because they just
yeah,
and then the round edge is on the outside. You can't see this. I don't know why I'm doing this, but
Mm.
yeah.
it's a bit of a rounded
I
edge.
know what you're talking
And I
about.
didn't realize that actually makes a difference in the cars. But with the flat edge of the super tires, I find you're getting more. There's more contact patch. I mean, we're talking millimeters here, but at the same time, versus the round, which is giving you that extra sway, so it gives you a bit of better traction either way. So I don't know if there's a preference. I know that the M1s have the super tires on there, and they're great. I mean, you can feel the fatter tires were really working on the track, as well as the Max tracks for the Scalextric, which are super fat. And I don't know. I didn't realize there was actually quite a bit of companies out there. Um, and I'm going to be trying some indie grips as well for this car, because for some reason Quick Slicks and Super Tire do not make a tire for. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot find them for the 512 BB, because these are the fat indie tires, very thick.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so I'll be trying some indies, but as long as it's silicone, I'm happy. Let's just let's just put it that way. Guys, I'm gonna have to bail
yeah.
because I do have a 65th birthday. This has been a lot of fun. Harry, do you want to add anything?
No, thank you very much, guys. I had an absolutely wonderful time. Really enjoyable. So
Thanks for
thanks for
coming
inviting
on.
me.
We
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
I mean,
And
if you
great
guys wanted
chat.
to continue talking, it's all good. I'm just the one who has to bail. So,
No, yeah, I got to roll too. I got 2 ladies upstairs that are about to start banging dishes like they did a couple weeks ago. That's my get upstairs bell is when they start banging on the
Yeah. Bash,
yeah,
bang, bash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were
I
just
just got
putting them away.
yeah, I got Jed coming downstairs saying, "Are you still live?" It's like, you can check your phone. You know I'm still live. It's like, I get, it.
Yeah.
I get, it. I get,
Guess we didn't have the moderator through the whole show.
it.
How much did you get away with? Yeah, that's the question.
Uh, thanks, Eric. Thanks for popping on. White Wolf.
Yeah. Great, great crowd today. Thanks everybody. The chat was lively. We were all over the place with what we were talking about, but as usual, you
Yeah.
guys kept up and kept us going. So really appreciate it. But yeah, Harry, you got any last words? A final goodbye for us, and then we'll get on out of here.
Any new photography projects coming up?
No.
Any lovely Latvian ladies? No.
I've done that for a while. Done that for a while, and then I stopped doing it. And shortage of models because every person, every young person with a phone was now a photographer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just photograph their mates and their friends and all. I had a few come to me, they want it done properly and with the lights in the studio and all. But no, we're not bothered with that now. I'm happy enough not to do it. I have the camera still here. I can drag them out whenever I like. So they're sitting there and they will come out. But lately it's been RC cars and slot cars. I haven't put up much slot car stuff recently. It's been a lot of RC stuff. So I want to put up this car during the week. I'll do a little review on this lovely car.
Nice.
And so it'll be a slot car thing. I've one RC car thing to come up. So you have to bear with me, guys. A lot of RC content at the moment.
Yeah, my daughter's been begging me to get her truck up and running so we can take it outside since it's finally warm again.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
No. Yeah, I need a new motor or something on it.
No, that's it.
I
got my rally car. I got it back from the shop, which was the workshop at work where I work because they have this huge, flat cement. Depot, right? Entrepôt. How do you say entrepôt in English? Warehouse. And the drifting on that was awesome. So they just repaved my street. I don't know. My brain sometimes does not want to work. I have to switch from English to French. Yeah, they just finished paving my street. I'm going like this because my street's behind. I'm like, back there. And so I can't wait to drift right in front of my house because I was, living up here. It's all rocks and mountainy area. So I'm like, a drift car makes zero sense. It's like,
but factory concrete floors are brilliant for drift cars.
Oh my god! Yeah. And unforgiving when you hit the wall are the metal posts that I learned very very quickly. Very unforgiving. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. We apologize if we didn't get to your comments. Lucy has to do his Pilates now. Awesome. Good stretch. Have a great weekend. We thank you so much for joining, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, guys.
See you guys.